your gateway to Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices.
Hello everyone, my name is Pratibha and I'll be your moderator today. So welcome back to the another webinar of ISO learning. So if at any point, if you have any question regarding the GSDC initiative, or if you want to connect with our speakers, or if you have any question regarding the session from Luv, please make sure you're dropping that questions into the chat box. That way we know that you're actively listening with us and absorbing this insight. So let's start with the session. Just allow me a minute to share my screen. Meanwhile, please let us know from where you guys are watching. What do you think about this webinar we are scheduling for you? So, welcome back to on behalf of the Global Skill Development Council. I'm truly delighted to welcome you all into the compliance and context applying ISO 42001 and ISO 27001 across industries. In this webinar, you will be mastering compliance in action learning how ISO 42001 and ISO 27001 strength business resilient across sectors. And one of the things which make this webinar is so interesting is the amazing panel of speakers we have lined up for you. Some of them have already given an incredible and insightful sessions, and others are all set to bring in more powerful ideas. So for those who are joining with us for the very first time, let me give you a quick introduction who we are. So Global Skill Development Council is a globally recognized certification body. We have a community of 250,000 professionals certified with us. We are accredited by ABICB. We have 100 plus training providers associated with us. We are associated with 1,000 plus multinational companies and 50 plus university worldwide. We also have 500 plus subject matter experts who contribute to our program. And currently we are covering 100 plus certification in our portfolio. So these are the training providers who are connected with us from the Asia, Australia, Nigeria, Canada, Singapore, and many other countries. Special thanks to all training providers to helping us to improve our training programs. And a special thank you to our media partner, WordPress Hub, for all of our press conference releases and to helping us and amplify our initiative to reach out to the wider global audience. Now, I wanted to make an announcement that we have just launched a very unique platform called GSDC AI Studio Lifelong Learning Initiative. In this GSDC AI Studio, you will be getting 100 plus live monthly sessions with global experts, which include 4 daily sessions, 45-minute live expert lead session for hands-on learning, sessions from global experts, learn directly with AI leaders around the world, real-time practice, apply concept immediately and get your question answered, certification ready, training aligned with industry standard for job ready skills. Now, how can you get the benefit of this JSTC AI Studio? Well, let me tell you. So there are 3 ways. First, you have a free 30-day access in which you will be getting the 80 plus live session per month and access to full GSTC Studio. Second, you have a GSTC lifelong membership and the membership is from $109. You will be upgrading to Pro and you will be getting the 80 plus live session per month, access to full GSTC Studio, free GSTC membership and access to physical event plus LinkedIn profile improver as well. And last but not the least, we have GSTC certification lifetime membership. So this is for a very limited time of offers. Make sure participant you're grabbing this offer. And this is starting from $100. In this, you will be getting the GSTC certification, all benefits of lifetime membership, personalized coaching, capstone projects plus AI tool, GSTC Copilot, and competency assessment tools. As I told you that we are currently covering 100 plus certification in our portfolio, which include the learning and development, HR, generative AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor and implementer, project management and PMO, Agile DevOps and SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation, and many more. Now it's time to welcome our today's speaker. So today we are very honored to have Luv Johar as our speaker. Luv Johar is a seasoned governance, risk and compliance professionals and certified ISO lead implementer with over a decade of experience in cybersecurity and information security training. As the founder of Cyber GRC, he has delivered 10,000 plus hours of training to 20,000 plus professionals across 15 plus countries, empowering global team to implement and audit ISO 27001, ISO 22301, ISO 27701, and ISO 42001. Frameworks loves practical hands-on teaching style, bridge technical depth with real-world application, making complex GRC concepts simple and actionable. He holds multiple certification, including ISO 27001 and 42001 lead implementer, and CompTIA Security Plus, ITIL V4, CCNA, and Prince 2 ITIL as well. So today he is going to be lead the session on on establishing responsible AI practice in financial services with ISO 42001. And before handing over the virtual mic to the Love, just a quick reminder: if you have any thought, if you want to connect with our speaker, if you want to know more regarding GSTC initiative, or if you have any question related to the session, please feel free to use the chat box. That way we know you're actively listening and absorbing the insight. With that, it's time to welcome Love. Welcome. We are very on Love. We are very honored to have you as our speaker. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Pratibha. Thank you so much, everyone who has joined for the session. This is Luv Johar. I'll be sharing my screen now with a set of slides that I've prepared for this particular presentation. Please do not hesitate to ask questions. Okay, this is one humble request that I have for all the participants, because I'm doing this session for you guys. Okay, if you will not ask questions, if you will not have clarity on what is AI, what is responsible AI, how AI is impacting the financial industry, the finance industry, if you do not have this clarity of thoughts after this session, then it's no point conducting this, right? So it is for you, it is for your understanding, it is for your benefit. Okay, so make the most out of this session by asking as many questions as you want. You can stop me in between, you can ask Pratibha. If you have any questions, you can put them on the chat. Okay, please feel free. That is one humble request that I have from my side. And now sharing my screen, I hope it's visible to everyone. So starting the session now with the topic that we are here for: establishing responsible AI practices in financial services with ISO 42001. I'll be using this marker very often, because I'll be actually discussing a lot of important topics which I'm sure you might not be familiar with or not be comfortable with, because this AI, this is a very new concept, right? This concept has not been familiar with us for last decade or so. It has just evolved. So along with that, one more concept that is involved is the responsible AI, how we are using AI responsibly. Okay, so we will actually first of all understand that part, what is the responsible AI all about. Then we will go into the financial services part, how it is impacting the financial services, and how overall governance from AI perspective is driven from ISO 42001. This is the flow that will be going on. Okay, again, feel free to ask any questions in between. So these are the top 10 legally required, I repeat, this is legally required responsible AI parameters from a EU AI Act. Why I say legally required? Because these are directly taken from the EU AI Act. EU AI Act, if you guys are not familiar of, let me give you a brief about that. This act is already in process. Most of it is already released, and some of the part is still being released, like we are speaking right now. And by 2026 the act will be completely released out. However, these are the important parameters, these are the important fundamentals from a AI perspective. Okay, from a responsible AI perspective. So if you are creating an AI, okay, if you are providing an AI to your business, to your clients, to your service providers, to anybody, or if you are consuming the AI, for all these three roles, you have to basically understand these parameters. Okay, even if one of these parameters, please listen to me very carefully, because this is a very important information now. If any one of these parameters is not met, for example, as an organization, you're not able to meet the criteria of fairness, okay, or transparency, you can have huge legal penalties from a EU AI Act perspective. Okay, so please, listen to all this information very carefully. Again, if you are, you know, working in the AI domain in any capacity, if you are a data scientist, if you are an AI project manager, if you are AI governance lead, if you are implementing ISO 42001 in a financial organization, all this information is going to be really helpful for you. Okay, so let us now understand what are these 10 parameters all about. We'll start from accountability. Okay, accountability, as the name suggests, you need to have proper accountability of who is doing what. Okay, having proper roles and responsibilities. First of all, defining your role as an organization. What is your role as an organization? For example, if as an organization I am creating the AI, I am producing the AI, I am developing the AI, okay, then I am called a AI producer because I am creating the AI. Okay, now if as an organization I am using the AI, then and using that AI for my business perspective, okay, then I am an AI provider because I am not creating the AI. I am using the AI that is already provided by somebody else to me, and I'm using it for my business purposes. Okay, so I become now AI provider. I'm not the AI producer. I'm not the creator. Okay, and then the end user, who in some cases will be people in my organization, in some cases people will be from the society, from different cultures, genders, different people would be there. So all those people who will be the end users for this particular AI model will be the consumers. So these are the three roles. Okay, so here accountability means, first of all, understanding what is the role of your organization. For example, if we take an example of ChatGPT, okay, if you want to use ChatGPT and create your own AI model based on ChatGPT APIs or ChatGPT functionalities, then you need to consult with OpenAI, right? So OpenAI here becomes your producer, creator, okay, because they have created the ChatGPT. You have not, right? But now you are using their model, right? You are using their framework that they have developed, for ChatGPT for your business purposes by remodeling it a little bit or tweaking it as per your requirement. Okay, so you become a AI provider now. First of all, you need to understand these roles. What, as an organization, which role are you playing? Okay, accordingly, then once you have understood these roles, then you need to identify the roles and responsibilities of people who are involved in the AI creation. Okay, AI goes with a proper life cycle. Okay, so there is a proper life cycle to AI. Okay, it is a step by step process. It starts from an inception, it starts from a business goal, it starts from a business objective. Why do we need AI? Till the time of the retirement of the AI. Okay, it's a step by step cycle. And all these life cycle, step by step cycle which are there, you know who is doing which part, who is responsible for creating the AI model, who is responsible for making sure that data provenance is there, who is responsible for data quality, who is responsible for transparency, who is responsible for fairness. All these roles have to be defined. This is what accountability is all about. Okay, if you do not have roles and responsibilities for AI defined, you can't govern it. Very simple. Okay, AI governance can't work without defined roles and responsibilities, full stop. Okay, then you have, after that, human oversight. Human oversight is very important. Okay, human oversight basically allows humans to basically intervene and override the decisions which are made by the AI models. Okay, now recently I came across a case where loan application of a genuine loan applicant whose credit score was very good, very high, got rejected by the AI model. Okay, in one of the banks. Okay, so here you see the importance of human oversight. If these decisions would have been humanly intervened at certain interval of time just to see whether they are going in the right direction or not, okay, these things would not happen. That is where human intervention and human oversight is really important. Okay, now there are different concepts. I don't want to deep dive into this because there are different concepts on human oversight also. You have human in the loop, human over the loop, many concepts are there, but since because we have to cover a lot of topics today from a financial perspective, I'll not deep dive, but just to give you understanding that human intervention is required. You can't run the AI independently. It's not possible as of now because of a lot of reasons. Major reason for your understanding is the model drift issue. AI model does not remain the same over time. There is a model drift problem that it has. Okay, if you study about this problem, you'll come to know. Okay, so this is the issue because of which you need to have human oversight. Then you have robustness. Okay, robustness means the AI model should be technically robust enough to handle all the queries. For example, let's say ChatGPT. Okay, now you put a lot of queries in the prompts of ChatGPT. We put a lot of prompts left, right, and center. We whatever we want to ask, we ask ChatGPT, right? But ChatGPT is able to respond to us, so that robustness is there. We have not seen ChatGPT crashing, at least not lately, I would say. Okay, so that is called robustness. It has to be reliable. It has to be available. Okay, so this is called robustness. Okay, traceability is very important, especially for high risk industries. Now, what do we mean by high risk industry? Okay, any industry that involves sensitive information, for example, financial industry, healthcare industry, government industry, research and development, where critical information is involved, sensitive information is involved, these are called as high risk industries. And for all high risk industries, traceability is have to be there. Like, there is no excuse for not having traceability. It has to be there. Now, what is traceability? I told you an example of a loan applicant being rejected. So bank, what they did in this case, they traced how the loan application got rejected, what was the reason, and they had the audit trail, they had proper logging mechanisms, because of which they were able to trace that. If the traceability would not have been there, it would not have been possible, right? And even people can sue you also if you don't have traceability. Trust me, because these things are impacting people's lives, loans, medical, medical reports. These things are impacting humans lives, so that is where you need to have traceability at all the places. Okay, in the decision making. Then you have conformity assessment. Okay, so any conformity check has to be there for high risk AI system. Like I told you, AI systems, whenever they are used in a high risk environment, they have to go through a certain process. Okay, that is called conformity assessment. For non-high risk AI systems, it's not an issue. But high risk AI systems, when we talk about financial industry, healthcare industry, any sensitive usage of AI, it becomes as a high risk AI system. Okay. Then you have transparency. Okay. Transparency is mandatory. Okay. Transparency means what is the purpose and how the system is basically, creating the outcome. How is making the decision making process, how the decisions are being made. That is called transparency. Okay, disclosure of all the capabilities, this disclosure of all the capabilities that the system has, disclosure of all the model limitations that you have, a disclosure of all the information that is being collected by the model. If you are using a personal information of let's say EU citizens, so you have to disclose it to the people and take their consent. That is called transparency. Okay, then you have data governance. I've already spoken about it, and this is the most important part for anybody who is watching. Data provenance, data lineage, data quality, data governance. All these three actually make a part of the data governance. If you do not have a data provenance, you don't have data governance. If you don't have data lineage, data governance is not possible. Okay, if you don't have a quality of data, again data governance will be at a toss. So all these three basically comprise the data governance. Okay, and why data governance is important? Because this data, these millions and billions of data sets which you feed into the AI models, are basically used for the training and validation and testing and retesting of the AI models. And your models, let me tell you clearly today, are only based on the data sets that you are providing them. Very simple. Okay. Your models work as per the data set that you provide them. That is it. If the data sets are flawed, if the data sets are biased, forget that the model will ever work like you predict it to work. So that is about data governance. Then having proper risk management in place. And along with risk management, one important part I would like to add here is the impact assessment. How the AI is impacting the society, how the AI is impacting an individual, how the AI is impacting a particular gender or a culture. All this impact assessment has to be conducting first. This is called AI impact assessment. Result of the impact assessment is actually added to the risk management, because as per the impact assessment, whatever impacts that you saw are negative, those impacts you need to manage in the risk management. Okay, so that is where risk management now comes into play. Okay, and then you have fairness. Okay, fairness is basically not having biasness towards any individual, towards any culture. You need to be properly making sure that the AI model is doing the right decisions, not being biased towards any particular individual or a culture. Okay, all those things you have to manage now. Okay, last but not the least, this is the most important part: post market monitoring. This is why you see ChatGPT versions being updated. Earlier we had ChatGPT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's 5, I think. So they keep on revising. Why? Because they are monitoring the market. They are monitoring what the market is facing the issues with. They are monitoring what are the problems in the current ChatGPT models. They are monitoring the reports that users are providing them, that this is the output that we are not getting proper, this is the output which is not correct. They are basically managing all those incidents, and they are making sure that there are no more incidents. That is why they need to have a post market monitoring at all the times. So any organization for now, okay, any financial organization for that matter, if you are thinking of having an AI system in 2026, my humble request is to go through these top 10 parameters, please, at least once. Okay. And you have to include them in your AI model life cycle. Okay. I don't have the time, otherwise I would have discussed the complete life cycle here for AI, how it works, how it starts, how it develops, how it retires. But I don't have time. So that is why just make sure you include this part. If you include this part in the life cycle, you will be compliant. Okay. Now talking about ISO for 2001 and basically how it is helping the industry. Okay. So first of all, let us talk about ISO for 2001. So ISO for 2001 is AI management system. Okay. It is used for AI governance. Okay. We need to govern the AI. It's not like we have created a model and we let it run without any governance. Governance is very important. Now, what do I mean by governance? Every AI model should have defined policies, defined roles and responsibilities, defined scope. All these things have to be defined from an AI governance perspective. If you do not have them, there will always be an issue. Okay. So that is where ISO for 2001 beautifully comes into play. And it helps you from the starting till the end. It helps you provide a structured approach to have proper governance around your AI models. Okay. It helps you with the life cycle approach also. It has 38 controls in Annex A that it helps you for understanding what all controls you can apply at each life cycle stage. It is beautifully designed. Okay. So this is a standard that any organization, okay, if you are a provider, if you are a deployer, or if you are a customer, okay, any of these three roles if you have, okay, you have to make sure that you consider this standard. Okay. And if you want to comply with the EU AI Act, like I mentioned, okay, because it's a law, and any organization either working in the EU region using AI or working across the globe and using AI on EU citizen data have to comply with this act. Okay, so I don't think there will be any big organization which would not touch the EU region. I mean, I think you would agree with this, right? Any major organization definitely has a counterpart or a head office or a branch office in the EU region. And AI, for now, every organization wants AI, okay? Because they want to enhance their capability. They want to automate their capabilities. They want to increase the customer satisfaction. That is where they want automation. And with automation, AI comes now. Okay. So that is where, in order to have trust, ethics, and regulatory compliance, you need to implement ISO for 2001. If you implement it properly, and if you implement it across all the life cycle stages, trust me, you will be complied with the EUAI Act. Okay. And this is applicable to all types of organizations. If you are a consumer also, if you are a provider also, or if you are a deployer also. See, all the examples are also given here. Okay. So this is about ISO for 2001. And this is basically how it helps in creating a responsible AI. Okay. In the finance industry. Okay. It basically helps you in having fraud detection, risk modeling, okay, bias or errors in the AI model risk that you have to avoid any financial losses. Okay. For example, a credit scoring system can unintentionally disadvantage women entrepreneurs, right? Like I said, the loan applications being denied here, they are basically, the model is targeting women, so it's basically gender bias. Okay. So these type of issues are there which actually are mitigated if you use a ISO for 2001. So these are all the current regulator, requirements for India. I have captured. If you want, you can take a screenshot. These requirements from RBI, SEBI, they clearly mandate what all reporting, what all requirement are there from a AI and machine learning application point of view. Okay. Each one of the requirement is very important from a Indian banking and NBFC sectors. So if you are from a banking sector or if you are from an NBFC sector, please take a screenshot of this. Okay. I wanted to go through each of the line items, but I don't think I'll be able to finish it off in the time given. So just take a screenshot of this just to give you a high level understanding. These are the current requirements from a SEBI regulatory perspective for any organization in banking, in financial and NBFC sector. If they are planning to use AI and ML in the future, they have to follow it because it's a law. Second thing is that these requirements are from RBI also, and RBI also mandates certain requirements. Okay. And again, since it is a mandate, all the Indian banking firms, NBFCs, if you are planning to use AI models, okay, you have to comply with all these requirements. Okay. So just take a screenshot of this for now, and if you have any questions, you can follow up with me later on my channel or wherever you want, right? So now ISO for 2001 basically enhances the compliance for any financial AI regulations, like we have already seen. Okay. It works closely with RBI, SEBI, EUA Act, we have already seen. Okay. So this standard, if you implement it properly, it will help you to align with all the requirements that you saw on the previous screen. Okay. And it similarly helps to align with the EUA Act also. Okay. And if you are using any personal data in your AI models, this ISO for 2001 will actually help you to have privacy related controls also for that particular information. Okay. And along with this ISO for 2001, if you are using any personal information, so what I would suggest immediately is for you to implement ISO 27701. Please make a note of this. Okay. if you are using any personal information for any users, or any of your clients, any personal data, if you are using in the AI model and you are in India, so basically this will help you. ISO 27701, this standard will help you to basically comply with DPDP and ISO 42001 as well. Okay, so yeah, here it is mentioned also. See, it is complementary to ISO 27001, which is an information security management standard, and ISO 27701, okay, which is about privacy. Okay, so this is all about privacy, data privacy of personal data. Okay, core principle of responsible AI finance. Okay, we have already seen some of the principles in the previous slide. Still, we would like to go ahead with them just from a financial perspective. Okay, in order to have ethical AI, in order to have a trustworthy AI, okay, you need to have fairness. Okay, fairness means there should be no bias. Very simple. Okay, no bias in terms of gender, no bias in terms of ethnicity, no bias in terms of culture, caste. All these biases should not be there. That is fairness. Okay, and in terms of finance, it is very easy to understand. Like I took an example, loan application was rejected. So here, ensuring loan approval rates are consistent regardless of the gender. Okay, if you are applying for a loan and you are eligible, your credit score is there, you should be able to receive the loan. Very simple. Okay, then you have transparency, how your model is deciding the decision making process, what are the factors that it is considering to have a proper decision for the particular, uh, for the particular, let's say, loan application case, or for a particular medical health record, how it is making a decision. That is basically called a transparency. Okay, now it needs to have proper audit trail logging mechanism. Only then you will be able to have a proper transparency. Okay, then you have accountability. Okay, accountability, like we already discussed, maintaining a human oversight. Okay, if you don't have a human oversight, there might be issues. Okay, security and privacy, we already saw, protecting sensitive customer data through robust measures. Okay, if any customer data, if any personal data for any client that you have is there, you need to have proper access control in place, proper encryption in place, proper anonymization in place, all the basic protections from a privacy perspective, data privacy perspective, you need to have. Okay, then last but not the least, you have to have a safety and reliability. Like I mentioned, okay, the AI systems should be reliable, they should be stable. It should not be a case where you are entering a prompt into a chat GPT and the chat GPT crashes. It should not be the case. Okay, so here we have the life cycle, the life cycle that I was discussing to you previously, how AI model, any AI model evolves. Okay, so this is a life cycle. Okay, so basically it starts from the inception stage, where you basically decide what is the business goal, why you want to create this AI model. Okay, then you go with the design phase. You basically select whatever data sets are required, because I told you data sets are the foundation of the AI model. Without having quality data sets, without having quality data, without having data provenance, design will be flawed. Very simple. Okay, so that is there. Then you have development. Okay, training models and perform initial validation to ensure baseline accuracy is met. That is the goal of the development. If you are not able to meet that, then you redevelop. Okay, then you have verification and validation. Okay, testing for fairness, transparency, accountability before operational deployment. This is called verification and validation. Very important stage. I would say this is the most important stage from an AI model development perspective. Please make a note of this one. Okay, I'm telling you from experience. After this, AI gets deployed. Okay, Then you integrate the AI system into your banking workflows, financial workflows, wherever you want to integrate it. Okay. Most important part again comes with continuously monitoring. Okay, I told you there is a issue of model drift, and there is a issue of false positive in the real time. AI does not gives you 100% accuracy. There is no AI right now that gives you 100% accuracy. It's not there actually. Okay, so that is where you need to have a continuous validation. Okay, you need to have a audit logs, results regularly to confirm ongoing compliance and performance related to the AI system. Okay, then you have to have a proper decommissioning. And what is the most important part that you need to cover in the decommissioning? If you are thinking right now, AI decommissioning is not easy. Let me tell you that. AI decommissioning, AI model retirement, AI model decommissioning is a very tedious process. It's not easy because you have humongous amount of information that you have used in order to develop that AI. Humongous amount of information that has been output of that AI. So decommissioning means cleaning up all that data, making sure that that data is not available anywhere, which was used for the creation of the AI, which was used by the output of the AI. So all these data cleanup tasks are there in a decommissioning process. It's not about deciding that tomorrow I will retire this AI model. It does not work like that. Decommissioning also is a stage by stage process. There are different stages into decommissioning. Okay, I don't have time again, otherwise I would have explained you the different stages in decommissioning. But decommissioning is the most important aspect from a legality point of view, from a regulatory point of view. Decommissioning has to be proper. Okay, then these are the clauses for ISO 42001. Okay, the standard itself is divided into these clauses. All these clauses are auditable. Okay, so if any financial firm wants to actually deploy ISO 42001, they have to follow these particular areas. Okay, so I have basically simplified it for all the financial industries. Okay, so in clause number 4, basically you identify all the regulators. Like I showed you for India, basically it was RBI, SEBI, fintech partners who align with your AI initiative. Okay, then from a leadership and governance perspective, you have to create AI policies, AI ethics committee, define roles and responsibilities for AI, like we've already seen. Planning an AI risk management system. Okay, this is where the role of AI impact assessment comes into play. In the impact assessment, which is called as AI impact assessment, it is called as AIIA. So in this particular impact assessment case, we basically understand what are the bias, what are the transparency issues, what are the fairness issues, is the AI trustworthy, is the AI accountable, am I getting proper results or not, is the AI impacting the society? If it is impacting in a negative way, those results will go to the risk register. Okay, so in the case of 42001, we do not conduct risk assessment directly. Please make a note of this. We conduct AI impact assessment first, then we conduct the risk assessment. Okay, so this is how it works, because any negative impact will become a direct input to my risk register. Okay, then we have resource and competency. Okay, where we have proper governance teams. Okay, then we have operational controls where we manage AI solutions. Then we have performance evaluation where we make sure that AI meets all the criteria that we have set, the KPIs, the KRIs, all those things. Okay, then we have the improvement stage. Okay, identifying any gaps and improvising on a day-to-day basis. So these are some of the risks in a financial services industry and domain point of view. Okay, so most important risk is the risk for bias. Okay, we've already seen that. Denying loans based on gender, based on caste, religion, all those biases are there. Okay, and it leads to legal penalties, I told you already. Okay, and reputational damages as well. Data risk: poor quality of training data, not having data provenance, not having data lineage, not having quality of data, all results into data risk. Okay, then you have security related risk. Okay, where the data can be poisoned, data poisoning can happen, data breaches can happen, and model tampering can happen also. Okay, from a security perspective. And this is where ISO 27001 plays a very important role. This is where you will have 27001 to protect from all these things. Okay, then you have ethical risk. Ethical is basically making sure that the AI decisions are explainable. If they are unexplainable, it will become unethical. Okay, if you are not able to explain how the AI is making decision, it will become a very big issue very soon. Okay, because your customers will not trust you after that. Okay, and the transparency, which is a crucial pillar of the parameters that we saw initially on the first screen, you have violated that if you are unexplainable, right? So after that, you have operational risk, like you have model drift, data drift, false alert, false positives. All these things are there in the operational risk. Okay. So these are the practical documentation. If you are a financial firm, if you want to deploy AI, these are some of the documentation that you can start from. Okay, these are for your reference, and I've also given a control reference also, so that you can see, in the standard also it is given. This is as per ISO for 2001. You need to have a AI governance policy. You need to have a life cycle management approach. You need to have a proper data quality, data provenance. See, that is there. Then you need to have a transparency controls. You need to have a risk management. One thing which is missing here is, before risk management you need to have a impact assessment. Only after impact assessment you can have the risk management. Okay, so this is an example, basically, for a fair credit scoring system. Basically, how you define the AI purpose. Okay, conduct impact assessment. See, this is the right approach now. Conducting impact assessment initially itself. Okay, because this will help you initially to understand, is your AI model involved in any bias issue, accuracy issue, privacy issue, or not. It's a very good thing. This is how the process should be. Okay, and you are here validating the data set also. So this is helping you with data provenance, data quality, data lineage. All these are being covered also. And here you are deploying AI with human oversight also. So this is the right approach for implementing AI for a credit scoring system. Okay, and most importantly, continuously monitoring the rejection. Why rejection is happening? Do we have a auditable trail for that? Is the decision traceable? Okay, and then on top of that, maintaining all these documentation. This is the most important part from a audit perspective, and from a customer trust perspective also. I would say you need to have AI impact assessment registers, AI risk registers, model validation criterias, bias testing logs, audit trails, for ensuring that you have proper transparency and your AI is fair in the decision making. It is very important. Okay. So, how does AI help in the financial services? Basically, you can have a stronger customer and regulatory trust if you follow ISO for 2001. Okay, it will help you ensure compliance. It will promote operational efficiency, transparency. It will help you reduce the risk from all these, different issues that we saw. Okay, and basically it supports cross-border, uh, compatibility. with other financial banking systems for that matter. Okay. So this is how you basically tackle the ISO 42001 challenges with practical solutions. Okay. For example, lack of explainability. Okay. You have basically control A.8.3 from the standard that will help you to ensure how to have proper transparency and interoperability. Okay. If you have bias in the data, then you have control A.7.2 that will help you to remove the bias. See, why will bias come? Try to understand this point. Why will bias come? Bias will come when the data itself is flawed. Yes or no? Bias will always come when the data provenance is not there. Data lineage is missing. Data quality is hampered. Only then bias will come, right? So if you have bias, then this control will help you to have proper data quality and bias mitigation methods also. Okay. Then this is the most important slide. Okay. If anybody who is watching, this is $1 million slide. If you implement ISO 42001 in any financial firm or in any NBFC sector without having ISO 27001, it will be a catastrophe. And since banking systems are dealing with the personal data of their clients, you need to have ISO 27701 also to be implemented along with ISO 42001. If you skip any of these three, you will be non-compliant. You cannot be compliant. Very simple. Okay. If you want compliance with the EU AI Act, if you want to have a responsible AI, if you want to have a trustworthy AI, if you want to have an ethical AI, you need to have all these three. There is no exception to this. Okay. So if any banking firm leadership team, if you are watching this webinar right now and you are planning to have AI model implementation in 2026, please make a note of this. If somebody asks you to implement ISO 42001 bypassing ISO 27001 and ISO 27701, trust me, you are going in a wrong direction. Okay. Any organization, especially for financial organization, if you are thinking of having an AI model, if you are thinking of having an AI agent in 2026, 2027, or maybe in the next 5 years, you start implementing ISO 27001 first. This should be approach. Okay. And once you have information security, proper information security in place, then you think about privacy. And once you have proper privacy in place, then you work towards the AI governance. This is the cycle. Okay. And if you miss any of these pieces in the puzzle will never be completed. Okay. So make sure that you make a note of this thing. It's very important. So we discussed about roles and responsibilities. Now you must be thinking, what are the roles? So these are the roles. Again, these are the sample roles. An organization that is basically developing an AI model or machine learning model will be having more number of roles also. So this is just for your reference. Okay. You have data scientist, you have chief risk officer, you have compliance officer, you have ethics committee. All these are roles from a AI models perspective. Okay. So how do you basically track and improve the responsible AI performance? Okay. You must be thinking we are talking about responsible AI, ethical AI. Okay. AI to be fair, AI to be trustworthy. But at the end of the day, as managers, we need to know how to track it. Because if it can't be tracked, if it cannot be measured, it can't be managed. Very simple, right? So that is where we need to have KPIs. So these are the key performance indicators. Okay. You need to have a bias index. You need to have explainability scores. You need to have diff rates. All these are different performance goals that you can set as per your financial organizations. Okay, this is again just a sample for making sure you understand how this works. Okay, so this is how a financial bank will basically approach the AI ISO for 2001 AIMS implementation. Okay, they will start with adopting the standard. Okay, so in this model they have is a fraud detection model. They want to detect any frauds in their financial domains from a fraud detection point of view. Okay, so they start with conducting an impact assessment. I told you impact assessment is the most important part. And in the impact assessment, they want to understand how this AI driven fraud detection will actually impact the society. Okay, will impact the humans, will impact the rights of the people, will impact the individual, will impact the transparency, fairness, accountability. All those parameters now will come into play in the impact assessment. Okay, and then accordingly establish a AI ethics committee to ensure that fairness and transparency are maintained throughout. Okay, ensure controls as per the risk assessment. Okay, reduce the false positive, transparent AI practices to ensure transparency, and establishing customer trust with proper, clear, explainable AI outcomes. Okay, this is a AI model for a financial bank. Okay, and this is a step by step again implementation. How you do that? Basically, you start with having a proper governance framework, and by governance I mean proper having clear policies, roles and responsibilities, having risk register, impact assessment registers. Okay, training the staff on responsible AI. This is the most important part. Anybody who is watching, if your staff is not aware of what do you mean by responsible AI, if your staff is not aware about what do you mean by trustworthy AI, ethical AI, if the staff is not clear, you will have a lot of issues. I'm telling you from experience. Make sure that the training is proper. Make sure that the employees who are involved in the model creation, involved in the model testing, involved in the deployment, all the staff should be trained on ethics and principles of a responsible AI so that they understand their role in this part. Okay, and then integrating it with the ISMS or PIMS, because I told you without this integration it is of no use actually. Okay, so this is basically how we harness the ISO for 2001 in a financial industry. As I mentioned, it basically enables you to have ethical integrity. It enables you to have a competitive advantage. Okay, it enables you to have transparently trustworthy AI powered financial products. So these are the challenges from a banking industry point of view, from any organization point of view who are implementing the AI from a first time. Okay, how can we effectively identify and mitigate auditing bias in the AI legacy system? Okay, I already told you the answer. If your data lineage is proper, if your data provenance is there, if your data quality is there, there will never be a bias issue. Okay, then the second question is that what methodologies best quantify the ROI of responsible AI programs in organizational settings? So for this, you can have a proper calculation of return on investment on the objective that you are deploying for AI. Okay, as per the objective of the AI model that you are deploying, you need to assess the ROI as per the organization. Okay, it will now vary with organization to organization. ROI can't be same. Okay, which strategies ensure smooth alignment of ISO for 2001 standard with the evolving EU Act requirement? I already told you, adding 27001 and 27701 along with this is the best strategy if you really want to evolve with the EU Act requirement. Okay. Practical challenges in balancing ethical AI deployment with business goals. I think we've already discussed so many challenges and risks, so no need to cover that again. How an organization foster continuous dialogue to share best practice in responsible AI governance through AI ethics committee. that is the right answer. Okay, because if you have a proper AI ethics committee, then this continuous dialogue will always happen. And how to establish AI ethics committee? Who are the important key members in the AI ethics committee? Who are the important stakeholders in the AI ethics committee? If you want, you can add a comment on this podcast. I'll answer you all that later on. Okay. What role does regulatory harmonization play in accelerating AI innovation? A huge role. Okay. If there is no regulatory harmonization play, people will not take it seriously. Very, very simply said, right? So if you have a proper regulatory harmonization, only then the AI innovation will be accelerated in the right direction. Only then it will be ensuring compliance that we are making the right AI models. See, innovation is important. All of us understand that. But innovation has to be regulated also. So that is where a regulatory perspective is very much required. Okay. So this is basically to mitigate bias. You need to have diverse data sets, fairness metrics, bias impact assessments, human in the loop, whatever we have discussed already. Same things are there. Okay. These are the common pitfalls. Okay. Inadequate stakeholder engagement, unclear roles and responsibilities. People are not clear what is their role in this particular model creation. Like I said, training is very important. If you do not have proper training into place, if people are not aware of their role in creating a responsible AI, trust me, it will be a very, very, very difficult battle to win. Insufficient data quality controls. Again, data plays a very vital role. You have seen so many times data quality, data provenance, data lineage coming into play now. So what is driving AI model in the financial sector is basically data. Data is the foundation, data is the base. Okay. Failure to regulatory update AI risk register. I would like to add failure to regulatory conduct impact assessment also plays a vital role here. Okay. Establishing cross-functional governance teams. Okay. Implementing transparent accountability frameworks to have proper ownership and decision making. Okay. All these are there. Having proper ongoing risk assessment and impact assessment are the most important key areas that you have to look forward to. Okay. These two have to be conducted periodically. Okay. This is how you basically monitor the AI system. Okay. Define clear APIs, KPIs like we saw. You track the drift, how the drift is happening. Okay. How the model is doing the decision making. Maintain logs and audit trails, which is very important from a traceability point of view. Okay. Perform proper compliance checks, monitoring checks, and enable timely corrective actions. Okay. As and when required. Okay. So I think this one we've already covered. So this is how we basically drive the responsible AI in financial services, establishing transparent governance, implementing risk-aware AI lifecycle management, aligning AI system with regulatory requirements, and continuously conducting performance monitoring, adopting the ISO framework, which is the most important part, and embracing these best practices. Okay. So this is the assignment that I would like to give you all who are watching, basically. So most of you would be from a financial service and industry. Okay. So pick up any AI powered financial service or tool or agent that you have deployed in your own organization or are thinking to deploy. It could be credit scoring, it could be fraud detection, it could be any chatbot or any sort for that matter, and identify one potential issue from from the parameters which I showed you: fairness, transparency, data privacy. Okay, and identify one of these and suggest one of the controls. If you remember, I showed you the controls for biasness. I showed you the controls for having a data provenance in place. So similarly, you suggest one of the controls, and then you share this finding with us, with me, with GSDC, and in the hashtag you put responsible AI challenge. This will help you to clarify your understanding of this webinar and your own understanding about the AI, whatever we discuss in this session. Okay. So this is about it from my side. It's time for questions, Pratibha.
First of all, thank you so much for this amazing and insightful session. I'm sure our participants have learned a lot. So the floor is officially open for question and answer. If you have any question, please feel free to drop them. So the first question is from Arup Roy. He wants to know, is it possible to reshare the role slide?
Yeah, sure. Let me quickly reshare. You can take a screenshot of the role slide. See, this is the one, right? Yeah. So these are these again sample roles for any organization. You can see that. Again, if you want proper roles, you can consult me later on, or you can comment on this particular webinar. Pratibha, this is hosted on LinkedIn also, right? So
Yes.
yeah, so
This
you
is
can
hosted on LinkedIn.
yeah, so you can comment on LinkedIn and tag me in on the GSDC webinar that they're hosting on LinkedIn, and feel free to ask any more questions on the roles if you have. Right? Feel free. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for those detailed answer. So Samir wants to know, what is the difference between verification and validation in life cycle?
That is one of the most commonly asked questions that people ask me actually. Verification and validation. Okay, this is one of the most commonly asked questions that I have came across. So verification means, and thank you Samir for asking this question. This shows your attention that you had during the entire session, because I was, Pratibha, waiting for somebody to ask this question actually, because if this question does not comes, I think my session is incomplete. So that is there. So verification means very simple, verifying whether you are getting the right output or not from the AI model. That is called verification. And validation means, are you able to achieve the business objective? That is called validation. Okay. So both of them are interrelated also somehow. Okay. Verification means, is the output verifiable? Is it correct? Is it what it has to be? And validation means, is it aligned with the business goals or not? Because at the end of the day, you are producing this AI model for some business goals, right? So if it is not validated with the business goals, then again it's a problem. Okay, so this is difference between verification and validation. Again, if you want to know more, feel free to ask me on the LinkedIn, comment me, feel free. Yeah, go
Thank you
ahead,
so
Pratibha.
much for this detailed and thoughtful answer, Lev. So the next question we have from Satyanarayan. He wants to know, a firm has already having ISO 27001 with many control for data security, privacy with all governing controls. Then ISO 42001 is required to be overlapped on that or to run separately to achieve the same goal.
Overlapped on top of that would be a very easy approach. If you are trying to plan AI model governance, or if you want to achieve AI governance for an existing model, definitely would be the easiest thing to do. Because if you do it separately, it will increase the effort, right? I would never recommend that. So go ahead and overlap with the existing models, existing standards that you already have would be the easiest approach, and that is what we suggest to all the clients also, Pratibha. So that is the right approach. Yes.
Thank you so much for those detailed answer, Love. So, Raj has a question. As per EU, mean customer in EU region only or global?
Very good question. So, as I said, Pratibha, nowadays for any organization, I believe GSDC also would definitely have an office in the EU region. Tell me, yes or no?
Yes.
You have it, right? So
Yes,
similarly,
I
it
do.
is yeah. So any organization that are using AI model in the EU region, or they are using personal data of the EU citizens in that model,
Yeah.
are directly affected by the EU AI Act. Okay, so this is how it works.
Thank, thank you so much for those thoughtful answer, Love. So, we have one more question from Samir. He is saying, is low income discrimination in finance is considered as bias?
Yes, that is a bias, and he's very thoughtful and very mature to think that way. It is one of the most important risk that AI model in the financial industry deals with. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Yes, you can't deny loan to a low income group. That is a complete bias. Yes, you can't do that.
Thank you
And
so
if you
much
are
for
doing
the
that, and if you're doing that, you have to provide a proper justification, because again, people can sue you for that, right? That is again a big thing.
Thank you so much for those detailed answer, because not many people know about this. So this is very helpful to our participant. And we have the question from Madhav. Why is the European Union involved in international standard such as ISO IEC 27001 and ISO IEC 42001?
See, this is again one of the most important and most commonly asked questions, Pratibha. So I'll be really honest with this. See, what happens is that nowadays EU, European Union, they are the frontier and they are leaders in terms of all the compliances. You can see that, right?
Yes.
They started with GDPR. Now they are coming with the UAI Act. So basically, these are the pioneers in terms of compliance, and they are leading the world. I have no hesitation to say that, because EU is now leading the world. They are giving us a direction to think forward in this particular manner, and that is why ISO for 2001 has come for an organization level, because every organization, whoever is trading in the EU region, definitely wants to comply with the UAI Act. But in order to understand UAI Act, in order to understand all the nitty gritties, you need a legal person, right? But what ISO for 2001 has done, they have made it easier. They are saying if you apply this standard properly and correctly, you are 90% compliant with the UAI Act. That is the very best thing that has happened actually.
Thank you so much for those detailed answer, Love. So I'm sure the participant have gotten the clear regarding their confusion regarding the European region standard. So we have one more question from Godson, Q&A for fine coes. Can one auditor handle ISO 42001 and 27001 and 27701 all together?
Yes, why not? It's called an integrated audit. Yes, we can do that. If I am certified as a lead auditor
Okay.
for ISO 27001, if I am certified as a lead auditor for 2001, definitely, why not? We can do that.
That's a very good answer. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
So, Sudeshwar wants to ask, can you please provide an example for the data lineage?
Very good question. Again, thoughtful question. Thank you so much for asking this question. See, Pratibha, these questions which I am highlighting, these show the attendance, attention level, the proper detailing that they were actually listening to me very carefully, because questions related to data lineage, questions related to roles, only somebody will ask who have listened to me throughout the presentation. So thank you so much, first of all, for asking this question. So data lineage means how the data is flowing across the life cycle of the AI. Okay. For example, where the data is coming from, the data flow. Example, it is coming from a API from a third party. Okay, you are taking the data sets from a third party, be it, let's say, any website or any third party vendor, right? You have asked them to provide you personal data sample for, let's say, 1000 customers, example. Okay, so this will be coming through API channels, this will be coming through zip files, or whatever is the sources of the data that you are supplied with. This is lineage. This is how lineage starts. Now the data has come to you. Now you will be using the data sets for training the model. Again, retraining the model. Now data has gone from source to your organization. Okay, and you are using it for training. After the training is done, you will be using it for monitoring whether the result is achievable as per the expected outcome or not. After the monitoring, it goes to decommissioning. So all this flow where data is flowing from the source to the decommissioning till the retirement part is a flow of data lineage. Like how exactly data is flowing throughout the life cycle of the AI. This is called data lineage.
Thank you so much for this detailed and amazing answer. I'm sure our participants have gotten the complete understanding of the data lineage. So we have one more question from Siddeshwar. He wants to know, can the ISO 27701 standard be considered as a subset of the ISO 27001 standard, as both deal with specific aspect of data management?
Sorry, you have to repeat, Pratibha. What was the first standard? ISO?
ISO 27701
Hmm.
standard be considered as a subset of the ISO 27001 standard,
Not
because as
anymore. Not
both.
anymore. No, no, no. It was the case, and the question is very good. It was the case sometime back. I think now we have a new standard for ISO 27701, which is for dedicated for privacy. Now you can't rely anymore on 27001. Now you can't piggyback on top of 27001. Now you have to have a separate ISO 27701, because that is now a requirement, because the new standard is now published. Okay, so 2025 version of 27701 is there, and now if any company wants to have a data privacy, they have to have that standard implemented separately. Now you can't anymore piggyback on top of the ISO 27001.
Thank you so much for this detailed answer, Love. So, uh, the time is about to end. So, I'm really sorry to all the participants. Will not be able to take the more question. One participant asked regarding the recording. So, you can watch the recording on our YouTube, on our LinkedIn, as well as you can connect with the Love also on his YouTube account. And I'm also sharing Love LinkedIn ID in the chat box for your convenience, guys. So, if you have any question, or if you want to connect with him, or if you want to ask any guidance, you can connect with him directly on his LinkedIn. I'm sure he'll be happy to help you out in this, right, Love?
Yeah,
And
definitely, definitely.
so would you like to give, before moving ahead, would you like to give any final comments, Lovejoy?
So I really enjoyed this session. Everyone who participated, I'm really thankful to all of you, and really thankful to GSDC also to giving me such a good platform where I can share my findings. See, Pratibha, I am doing it every now and then. It is my passion to deliver these sessions. But at the end of the day, giving GSDC giving me such a great opportunity, a great platform, again is a huge thing for me, right? So really humbled to be here, and really thankful for all of the participations, and really thankful to everybody who has asked questions, because this is for you guys. I already know all this stuff, and I have been doing this for last 10 years, but yes, now I am here for you, so ask as many questions as you want.
Thank you so much for those humble and kindful words, Love. And we are also very honored to have you. Thank you so much for making time from your busy schedule and coming on our platform and giving the session to our participant. I'm sure our participant have enjoyed a lot. So thank you so much. And we are very honored to have you. And we'll be looking forward to connecting in future as well for more
Sure,
sessions.
sure, more than
So
happy. Yeah.
moving ahead on to the next event. So let me just quickly share my screen. Please allow me a minute. So if you guys think you guys are ready to get the certification for the ISO, so you can go into our website and you can opt for the certification or any of the update, like either it is for 4201 or 2701 or different module you want an ISO certification. You can collect it from our website. We are also giving a complimentary coupon code to all of our participants for opting this website. So I am sharing the coupon code links as well in the chat box for your convenience. Please make sure you're grabbing this offer, because the offer is for very limited time of period, and the offer is only valid for our participant who is joining into the webinar. And before moving ahead, I just wanted to make an announcement regarding one more tool, that is a utility tool. So utility tool will help you out to making your profile stand out in the job hunting journey in front of recruiters and HR. So what you have to do, you have to log in into utility tool by your LinkedIn ID and password, and it will access your complete account, and it will give you a recommendation according to the job you are searching, the designation, the industry background, and everything. It will give you a recommendation regarding your bio changes, your profile changes, experience management, and everything. So it is a very helpful resource to finding a job in current industry where the AI is making big changes for in every journey, even into the job hunting and the recruitment and HR. So it will help you out to stand out in front of the HR industry to finding your job very easily. And also for our participant, we are giving a complimentary coupon code which will give you 100% off for using this tool. So make sure you're grabbing this offer. I'm sharing the coupon code in the chat box as well for your convenience so that you don't miss out. And before wrapping up the session, I just wanted to make a quick announcement regarding some other events which we are conducting. So currently we are conducting the AI in delivery solving real project management challenges with generative AI, which is conducting at 6:30 a.m. Central Time, 8:30 p.m. Singapore time, and 6 p.m. Indian time. We are also conducting learning and development webinar. In this webinar, you will be learning in practice real world learning and development cases, studies across industries. And these are going to be conducted from 3rd November to 21st November at 8:30 a.m. Central Time, 10:30 p.m. Singapore time, and 8 p.m. IST time. And I am hosting one more webinar for AI implementation series, which is from 10 to 14th November. Unfortunately, today's session was cancelled due to like speaker got an emergency. So I'm really sorry, our participant today will not be able to have the session. But tomorrow is the session is scheduled at the time, which is 10:30 a.m. CST and 12:30 a.m. Singapore time, 10 p.m. IST time, and 11:30 a.m. EST time. So I hope to see you all there as well. And before coming to an end, it's time to announce our referral champion, Astik Saxena, Rakesh Ranjan, and P. Saxena. Thank you so much for all of you to participating in our journey and helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. Keep the momentum going. You can also be part of the referral championship. So what you have to do, if any of your peer colleagues or any professional wants to join for this webinar or any other webinar which we are hosting, so you can ask them to, you can refer them the registration link from our website. I'm sharing you the website link and the other LinkedIn and WhatsApp links as well for connecting on to us directly. And once you hit a 50 referral point, you'll be able to get a free gift certification voucher worth $400 rupees. So this is also a very good offer for our participant. I'm sure, I hope you will all be grabbing this offer as well. And if you want to become one of our speakers for any webinars, you can connect with us for Learning Capsule webinars, podcast. You can connect with us directly on our website. And these are the platforms where you can connect with us: LinkedIn, our WhatsApp group, our website, and we would love to hear your feedback about our sessions. So you can also share your session takeaways and learning outcomes on Trustpilot. I'm sharing all of these links into the chat box for your convenience. So make sure you guys are connecting with us, all of the platforms, to stay upcoming in regarding our events and everything, regarding our newsletter, regarding our initiative, because we try to make our participant learning journey more dynamic, more fun on a daily basis to inventing a new idea. And we will also love to hear your feedback. So please make sure you're dropping your feedback on the Trustpilot. And with that, it's time to come to an event. I'm sure all participants have learned a lot today. So thank you so much once again, Love, for this amazing and insightful sessions and coming into our platform. Thank you so much, participant, to joining in our session and learning from our expert speakers. I hope to see you all today as well, tomorrow as well. Till then, keep learning, keep energizing. Have a good day, good night, good evening ahead, wherever you are.